15 laps, 41.5 miles of the Oulton Park circuit, and a confident wheelie by Troy Bayliss, number 32, sporting new crash helmet colours. We're looking from the Kawasaki of Steve Hislop, and ahead of him, his teammate Chris Walker, but through on the inside, Sean Emmett diving through on the inside now of Hislop. Race leader, number 32, Troy Bayliss, out of Cascades. Away down the back with the water by the side of them, Island Bend. Round Island Bend they go. The next one will be the sharp right-hander. Through on the inside of Steve Hislop goes James Hayden on the fuel-injected Suzuki. Championship leader then Hayden came here with 81 points, and he is going to have one heck of a 1999 season. John Reynolds going strongly. Number 4, John Reynolds in second place. In third place, it's Walker. In fourth place, number 7, Sean Emmett. Then it's James Hayden. We're riding with Steve Hislop, and Neil Hodgson has made an uncharacteristically slow start, so he has a great deal to do. There's Hodgson running further down the order. Third place then, number 2, runner-up last year, Chris Walker on the Kawasaki. A rostrum finish every race so far this season. Roger, will today be an exception?
Well, Chris Walker's a real fighter, as we know, and he can make the bike do all sorts of things that it's not really capable of doing, and Bayliss's bike there was certainly capable of snapping out of his hands. Now that's a difficult point on the track, and Reynolds comes up the inside of Bayliss, so now John Reynolds on bike number 4 takes the lead. Bayliss there, it snapped out of his hands because he crests a brow as you come out of Druids Corner. And now we're on board with Steve Hislop. This is the view up through the start and finish area, and the rider that's just overtaken Steve Hislop is Neil Mackenzie on the Yamaha. So Mackenzie moving up a place to 7th.
Away they go then, race leader, new race leader, John Reynolds, number 4. Troy Bayliss, 32, in second place. Then it's Reynolds' teammate, Sean Emmett, number 7, in third. Chris Walker in 4th. Hayden on the Suzuki, clinging on gamely in 5th place. And these 5 now going away. Steve Hislop has slipped backwards, and Neil Hodgson is now coming up to play in 6th. So the orange leathers, green helmet of Neil Hodgson in the back of your picture there as they come out of Druids and through the dip towards Lodge. Snaking all over the track, Chris Walker, number 2, looking for a way through. Emmett having the ride of his life. It would appear to me that those 2 Ducati boys have had a talking to between Thruxton and here, because they are going for it. Look at Reynolds, look at Emmett. Emmett goes second. It's a Revy Racing 1-2 as they go away down the avenue. Off comes a tear-off from number 4, John Reynolds. That little film of plastic over the visor lens designed to keep the oil, the grime, the dirt from the racetrack from the lens of the visor. He's now looking through a clean window. Away they go then. Ducati 1, 2, 3. Hayden, number 8 on the Suzuki, has gone past Chris Walker, who is now in 5th, and Neil Hodgson is closing.
Back on board now with Steve Hislop, and this is the view that he gets, and that's Marty Craghill, Hayden's teammate, overtaking Hislop there. So Hislop dropping back through the field, he must be. This is Island Bend, and it looks like, you saw there that the Kawasaki ran wide. It looks like Hislop's having problems with the front end of that bike.
Marty Craghill, the Suzuki you saw go past Steve Hislop there. Oh, down goes Hayden! That means Craghill, oh, he's limping. Let's hope he's fit and well for the next race. That's put the championship leader out of the proceedings and left it wide open now for Walker, number 2, and Troy Bayliss, number 32, who's wiggling frantically because John Reynolds is now scrapping with him. There's Craghill. He has finished all 4 races despite having pretty nasty injuries at Brands Hatch, a severely gashed left leg. So Craghill getting better all the time, and Steve Hislop, number 3, in hot pursuit of this Suzuki rider who at over 6 feet finds it very difficult to wrap his long legs around the Suzuki. The battle then for the lead. Troy Bayliss and John Reynolds. Reynolds determined, a professional Reynolds. He is in top form. He lifted this title in 1992 and would love to lift it again 7 years later.
Well, Bayliss was nearly 2 seconds underneath the lap record in qualifying. Quite an outstanding achievement. He's now pulling away from John Reynolds like there's no tomorrow, but he can really ride hard, Bayliss, when it counts.
Reynolds has got his hand up. John Reynolds' hand went in the air. He has a mechanical problem. That explains everything. That's why Bayliss has gone away. New second place man, number 7, Sean Emmett. Chris Walker, number 2, again in a rostrum position, but he has to get past the Ducati because the Kawasaki kid, number 2, needs the points. Sean Emmett, similarly, after a retirement at Thruxton, needs to pile on some points, and he is going very well indeed. Troy Bayliss, though, on his third visit to this circuit, Oulton Park, incidentally the longest racetrack on the British Superbike series, is proving to be a wonderful opportunity for the Australian to grab the series lead here, because number 8, James Hayden, has crashed out of the proceedings and he came here in the championship lead. Second place still, it's Emmett, and he looks as though he's just easing away from Chris Walker's Kawasaki, who's got his head down. Oh, and a big wiggle from Hodgson, who's up to 4th, number 25. So we have an orange Ducati at the front, an orange Ducati in 4th, and a dejected John Reynolds pulls out with that mechanical problem. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, when are things going to change for the hapless John Reynolds, who desperately needs some points and must start scoring big numbers quickly? The battle for second then, Sean Emmett from Surrey, number 7, Grand Prix experience, British Superbike experience, and a relatively big crash for number 15, privateer Damien Bailey. But he's up, and some conversation in the background there, and the word gearbox was mentioned on the last lap then, and this is bad news for Reynolds going out with the gearbox, but it's good news for Sean Emmett, his teammate, in second place. Troy Bayliss already among the tail enders, threading his way through with a very comfortable 6-second cushion here now, and Sean Emmett is determined to hold on to that second place. Chris Walker clearly on the way to the rostrum, checkered flag is out, and that's the way it finishes. A win here for the Australian, and he's thrilled with that one. Confirmation of that result. Neil Hodgson clinched that 4th place, something of a race of attrition, but Bayliss's win. Mackenzie's best result so far, Craggill recovering all the time.
Round 6 got underway minus Sean Emmett, who came off on the warm-up lap. Bayliss held the lead into the first corner, while Emmett had to run back to the pits to get his spur bike before he could start. So it was a lights to flag victory for Troy Bayliss, and the first double of the year. Bayliss, the flamboyant character that he is, celebrated in true Aussie style.